Hello and welcome to another video brought to you by the good people at FM Wonderkids. Today we're going to be looking at right backs that you might want to sign in Football Manager 2017. Now, as you can see with all our other videos, we have simmed the game up until 2022 and we've gone through, we've got you a short list, like I say, of players that you might want to sign. We're going to run down the value of these players at the start of the game and what you could expect to pay for them. Now, we've got quite a few guys who are very affordable at the start of the game, so for you lower league teams, you might want to stick around and view this because we got some really cheap players who turn out to be really good quality right backs. And then we've also got the honourable mentions of the likes of Hector Bellerin, probably the best right back in the game, who is going to cost you upwards of 50 million. So Bellerin, like I say, is one of these guys if you get the opportunity, you really try and sign him. But like I say at the start, we're just going to go through some of the gems that we found for a little less money than that. So we're going to start off with this guy, Pedro Pereira. At the start of the game, he's worth £516,000. You can pick him up for about 2 million. You can see he's got some really juicy little attributes here for a right back. So he's got long throws, for example. He's got crossing. He's got stamina in abundance. And he's got acceleration, natural fitness, and determination and work rate. So like I say, you'd be nuts not to grab this guy at the start of the game for less than £2 million. As you can see here, he's contracted to Bayern Munich and he's worth 18 million. He's struggling to hit an average rating of 7, but he's not playing that many games. So if you get him in the team, develop him, start playing him, I'm sure he'll be a great signing for you. The next guy we've got is Valerie. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Because you are pretty decent. He's got tackling 15, marking 14, first touch 15. He's only 23. He's a French guy. You can see he's got the natural fitness again, very important. Strength and stamina, speed. He's got the speed as well, so you can get him as like a wing back, firing forward. Great first touch, dribbling. Again, this guy's going to be very cheap at the start of the game. You can pick him up for less than £1 million. Again, struggling a little bit with the average ratings. He's playing for Swansea here. He's getting 35 games a season. So he's only 23. He'll be great. So pick him up. Again, you'd be silly not to. Maybe even as a backup player for one of your bigger clubs. Next guy we're going to show you is this guy, Mr. Paul Liarala, currently playing for Barcelona. You can see he shows signs here of being a great right back because he's got the crossing and the dribbling there. He's got the tackling and the marking there. He's got the positioning. He's got the determination, and his physical attributes are through the roof. His graph's probably going to be pretty decent on the physical side of things. Again, so he looks good mentally. Look at his history here. Let's see. So he's been playing for Barcelona. He's been getting games at Barcelona again. Still struggling to hit that 7 average rating. But you can pick him up for peanuts. Probably pick him up for about 3 million at the start of the game. So again, there's a lot of good little right backs flying around. You'll need to develop them a little bit yourself, but they are there to be had. This next guy, Diogo, again you can pick him up for £100,000 at the start of the game. And look at this. Look at these stats. Very well rounded. So he's only got 2 attributes that are under 11, and that's corners and heading, which for a right back is not really 100% important. So he's got tackling, marking, long throws. He's got positioning. He's got decisions. Let's have a look at this graph because that's going to be wow. Look how well-rounded that is. That's like Paul Pogba or something. And you can pick this guy up for how much? About 50 grand at the start of the game. He's worth 20 million. Wow. Let's have a look at his history. As you can see, he starts off here going out on loan a couple of times, and he goes out on loan. It looks like they picked him up on a free. Oh no, Porto. So 7 average ratings of over 7. This guy, he'd probably be my pick of the bunch, to be honest. There's a couple more, but this guy here, I really would just go out and buy him straight away. He's going to cost you absolute peanuts. So that's a good one. So moving to the more expensive players now, I think. Let's have a little look at Alexander Arnott first because he's a young little English talent. You can pick him up for cheap. Probably about £1 or £2 million at the start of the game. If you're an English club, it's definitely worth buying the young English players because it gets expensive, and you need the quota, don't you? You need a certain amount of English players to play in the Premier League, etc. So he's got the physical ability, the determination, etc. And he's very versatile. So like I say, you can pick him up for £1 or £2 million at the start of the game. So that's definitely worth it. So let's move up to this guy here, Hendrix. Benjamin Hendrix. Kept popping up on my scouting, kept popping up on my searches for both right back and left back, and you can see why. Very well rounded again. Composure, natural fitness, leadership, teamwork, tackling, first touch. So versatile. Play anywhere on the pitch. You probably train him as centre back as well. Let's have a look at his attribute graph there. Yeah, very well rounded. He's 6 foot tall, so you could train him as a centre back. Great little player. You just know he's going to be hitting average ratings of over 7. Playing for Leverkusen the whole time. Yeah, he's going to cost you a lot more than the other players. He'll probably cost you about 20, 30 million at the start of the game, but he's definitely worth investing in if you need that type of player. Carvajal, the next guy, is going to cost you around about the same amount of money, really, as Hendrix, and he's a top class fullback. You got the tackle in here, and you got obviously the mental attributes, absolutely dominating with the mental side of things and physical as well. So same amount of money as Hendrix, depending on what you need. I'd go for either one of the two of these guys if you've got the money to spend and you need that position. Lindelof cost you about 17 million at the start of the game. Very solid defensively as a right back. Positioning, tackling, marking, concentration, anticipation, natural fitness and strength. You won't be able to get past him as a winger. You can see his average ratings over 7. It's just moved to Real Madrid. You can pick him up for cheaper. You can pick him up for probably about 17, 18 million at the start of the game, so he's definitely worth buying. This guy here who's playing for Chelsea at the moment, Haisaj, if that's how you pronounce it. Again, let me know in the comments box. Feel free to ridicule my pronunciation because I've never heard this name said before, so I'm just saying it how it sounds. But this guy, right back, left back, tackling, marking, first touch, 15s all over the shop mentally, 15s and 16s all over the shop physically. That attribute graph is going to be a beast. He's a little Albanian powerhouse. Definitely get him in if you can afford him. Again, he's going to cost you probably about 30 million. I think, so look at my notes here, 35 million he's going to cost you. So expensive, but definitely worth it. Absolute powerhouse. Next guy, Kenny Tete, or Tet. I'm sure you guys have seen him if you've been playing Football Manager for a couple of years. He's been a little bit of a Dutch prodigy. You can see again, tackling, marking. A lot of the right backs nowadays, they don't really get the tackling and marking attributes. They're more attacking, and they got the crossing and the ability and the pace and the physical, but they lack down here. But this guy's got it. He's got what you need, and again, versatile, so definitely worth picking up. You can pick him up for about 10, 11 million, I think, at the start of the game, so definitely someone to look at. And then we go up to the Bellerin's, and the likes of this guy here cost you about 22 million, very solid. Don't ask me to pronounce his name. Vazirjako. Crossing, determination, anticipation. Anticipation is very important, I think, in fullbacks, because if they've got the tackling and the anticipation and the marking, they're not going to get, your opponents aren't going to get many crosses past them, aren't going to get many dribbles past him either. So this guy, look at the natural fitness and the stamina and the pace there as well. You just know his average rating is going to be huge. Well, 7s, knocking on the door of 7s. I couldn't really tell you why that is, but looking at the statistics and the attributes he's got here, he should be hitting the 7s all the time. He's playing for Bayern Munich. He's 30 years old. You pick him up, like I say, for about 21, 22 million. And that's my list, guys. Again, Hector Bellerin, top of the tree. If he pops up, if you can unsettle him, if you can get him for any cheaper than 50 million, good luck. But probably look at the speed on him. So yeah, he's going to be the best. But all these guys are going to be decent. They're not going to be far off. So yeah, that's it for my right backs list. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.